Let's back up a second and rewind to the beginning.
The days leading up before I left were very stressful for me. You can imagine all the thoughts going through my head and whether I made the right decision and what do I expect and what kind of gear do I bring. And you can see a huge mess on the floor. Don't worry, I'm going to go over all the stuff that I took with me in a future video. But that plane ride was a really big moment for me because I was finally away from all the stuff that I was comfortable with, and it was starting to sink in that I was actually making a really big decision to go on a crazy adventure. So the plane ride was really, really long, and the next morning here in the hotel, I'd gotten all my stuff ready to take the shuttle down to the ferry terminal for my 6-hour ferry ride. Waiting on the ferry right across the street, mountains. Got a 6-hour ferry ride to final destination of the trip. At this point, when I was in Juneau and looking around at all the mountains and seeing the environment that I was going to be spending my time in, it really came to light what was happening. Me being in Alaska, going on this crazy adventure, doing stuff that a lot of people would really, really love to do, and I felt really fortunate, and I did the whole time. I never took this for granted. I understood that there were a lot of people back home and a lot of friends in other parts of the country that would love to do this, and that was something that motivated me on the days that I missed home. The boat was really cool, being able to walk around and kind of see the history and a lot of the area that I was going to be in. I knew this was going to be very important for me to understand and grasp as time went on, because part of my job would be knowing this area and being able to talk to people and share information with this environment and with this landscape and the history of it. So I just kind of showed you where the ferry would be going, all the way from Juneau to Skagway, and it was just a really, really great time. Being able to take that trip, it seems like a long time on a boat, but it was pretty comfortable. The food was really good, plenty of spots for you to either take a nap if you want, or just kind of sit back and read a book, or write in your journal, whatever you might want to do. But the scenery was just what was incredible. Seeing the mountains and getting closer and closer to where I'd eventually be getting off and living for the next few months. So I get off the boat and find out where my employment housing is going to be in Skagway. And ironically enough, I met a guy there that was on the ferry that works for the same company that I do. And his name was Keith, or we later ended up calling him Boston. And I had no idea that he would be one of my best friends for this whole trip. But we didn't waste any time. You can see that we hit up the local beer store, and we met some locals that told us about the best pizza you can get in town, and then immediately took us out away from the little town of Skagway, past the airport and across this bridge here to an area that they called the Point. And I was just blown away. You can just imagine the look on my face, man, and seeing the new environment and all the new trees that I don't have here in Texas, actual mountains and huge boulders and the ocean. This was such a great first night. I couldn't have made it any better if I tried. Running into the local people and getting to know them, and them telling us about the history of the place, and just immediately getting out into the woods to go explore. Cave. Fire's down in there. So this wraps up my first day in Alaska. It was a lot of traveling, not a lot of sleep, but then immediately getting to meet some just awesome people and kind of seeing where I'm going to be living at the next few months, and just the overall landscape and environment. On the next video, my buddy Boston and I are going to wake up the next morning and go on our first hike of the journey, and we're going to be going up to Lower Dewey Lake, to where I get to see this incredible view of the small boat harbor. Thanks for watching, everybody. Remember, get outside and enjoy the woods.